Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world away, and today I'm going to be doing stages 81 to 86 of the Fanhome release, a build to Star Wars Darth Vader. So before we start, I'm very much aware that obviously we're working on this leg in the last pack, and I put this whole calf back to front. I don't know. I was just focusing so detailed on this. I didn't stand back. Sometimes you just got to stand back and look at the whole leg and think something's wrong there. Anyway, as you can see, it's been fixed. That means today we're going to be continue doing that, and I'm believing we are now going to be doing the armor panels on everything, so we get to see how that looks. Now, if you want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description. We do have that QR code on the screen. But without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, so I think we are starting afresh now on the next leg. So this is stage 81 here. This is the magazine. And as you can see, we've got the left leg armor now with the straps. So going to be putting this together just like this. And that's how that's going to look. So got stage 81 here. Let's get everything out. I will take this protection off. I found it was getting in the way last time. So I will take that off. And now I need the bag, which is 8103. So I'm looking for 8103. They are all numbered. And I'm going to want to put this into place. Looking at the best side on this side just here first. Now, when I put this over the screw holes, as you can see there, we are going to be putting a little plastic panel in. I'm going to poke the middle out of this. Load up a screw. And put the plastic panel over the top of this section here, and then put the flange screw just in here. Quite hard to see the holes because it's black on black. Now we're going to repeat that with all the other straps. So I want 8105 next. This one's going to be going down the bottom here, and once again a little plastic thing going over the top. And screw that in with a flange screw. Excellent. And then on this side, I've got bag 8102. Which is going to go into the top here with a plastic tab and flange screw. Which means the last one here, 8106, is going to go down the bottom just here. And with that complete, we're not actually putting that on yet, but that's all there is to do in that stage. So, stage 82. Here's the magazine. And we have now got the right foot and legs. So we are actually going to be putting the legs together now, which is going to be interesting. That's going to make this a hell of a lot bigger now. So that looks like that. But we're not actually doing anything with the foot that we are getting in this stage. So for that reason, I am going to open stage 82 and get all the parts out, even though we're not using them. And wow, this is quite interesting. So basically we've got a sheath, which is over a plastic frame here. But the material, as you can see here, is like a faux leather. It's already been put on for us. I don't know if that's elasticy or if we need to take that off. I don't think we do. It's actually just been molded on there. It's like it's been shrunk-fit. Brilliant though. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, put that to one side. I'm going to bring my leg over. I just showed you. What I'm going to do is just take off the armor that I have put on. I don't want to put that on yet. Bring up the other leg here. And I'm about to piece both of these together, which just means putting this part here on top of this part here. So get it all lined up. That's in. That's looking good. I'm holding it in with the F screws that we just got in this pack. And you can see the holes just here that these are going to go in. And we're going to need 4 of these screws. When we've done one side, turn it over and just put them in on the other side as well. You can just space it out like this if you can't get to the screw hole. There is some articulation in here. But with that in, as you can see, that's all there is to do in that stage. In stage 83, here's the instructions. And we have now got the sole of the foot. Looks like we've got some double-sided tape as well that we need to put off on the back of this. We're going to be putting this as sort of like a cushion on the sole of the foot, and then we're going to be piecing this together and putting screws in, so it's looking just like that. Heavy parts here. There must be a big slab of metal in this one. Once again, I'll get everything open. Now, there is a big slab of metal in here, and I'm guessing this is to do with centre of gravity and keeping the weight towards the bottom of Darth Vader here. As you can see, a big slab of metal. Now in this bag here, I have got a sponge. So just remove one side of the sticky on this. I'm going to put this on this metal base. Open up the sole that we get in this stage, and before I stick this into position, I want to have an idea of where this is actually going to be going. It's going to be going into the square in the inside here, so it's going to be sitting in just like that. So now I know that, I can take this sticky off this side and put that into place. There is an indent for that, but you can see that on the top camera there. Perfect. Open these screws up, which are Y screws, which come in this pack. Probably going to use my bigger screwdriver for this, because I'm going to be putting this absolutely brilliant materialed shoe together on here like that. I am now a cobbler. I'm making shoes. I feel like the elves and the shoemaker. Okay, so we're going to put this together by putting all of these screws into place. This is actually making my hand, or actually my wrist, sore. Oh, because these are long screws and they do take a lot of screwing in. So the last screw is just going in here. And there you go. And when that's in, that's all there is to do in that stage. That looks absolutely brilliant. I do wonder how we're going to attach the legs to that. I'm hoping we haven't got to open that up again. We do have access through the bottom here, but we will see. Stage 84, I'm guessing we're going to be making another shoe for the other side. And as you can see, we've got a part that's actually going on the right foot. So we are putting the, is this the sole? Onto this foot. I'm a bit worried about this one. I mean, I could follow the instructions and do what they tell me to do. That's one option. But I don't think I'm going to do it. Not yet anyway. And here's my reasoning for this. See, until I see the instructions of how this is going to go on, and we know that we're going to be sticking this on here, and we're going to be sticking this into here like that, I am hiding this hole. And by doing that, I've got no access to the screws on the other side, which I'm guessing has got something to do with that. I don't quite know how we can attach the leg if I've stuck this into position here. So I'm not actually going to do that. I mean, it's only adhesive, but I'm going to leave that off until I know how the legs attach to the shoe. But that's all there is to do in that stage. So that means in the last couple of stages here, stage 85, we are going to be working on the other, as you can see here, shoe, and putting the metal section in. So once again, I'll get this open. Once again, grab the big metal block, take the adhesive off this, that into place on the metal block, take the adhesive off the other side, and then stick this into the recess just in here. And with that done, that's all there is to do in that stage, which means in the last stage, and we do have screws here which I've opened up already. They're the Y screws again. I'm guessing we're going to be putting that onto the bottom of the other top of the shoe. just like this. I have to say, I don't think I've ever seen a model like this, which has this faux leather shrunk wrap already around here with perfect stitching. You can't take this off once it's on. Ingenious. Okay, putting these two parts together, just like we did first time. Make sure that they're pushed all the way in there. And then that way these long screws will be able to bite. So I'll put the front one in first. That's good. And then I'll put the back one in. And once I've got the front and back in, it's just a case of going to be nursing my wrist tomorrow of putting the other 5 into place. As you can see, I have done 2 very weighty now shoes. We've obviously done another bit of armour, and we've linked together the legs, looking just like that. You know, I don't know if that's the right idea, just leaving that sole off that you had to stick on. There's got to be a way to attach the leg to the shoe, and I do think that hole at the bottom of the shoe has got something to do with it, so I don't really want to stick something over it. That's why I've left that. But quite fun today. As I said, it's the first time I've seen something like that. I've never seen material like that before. It's always good to see something new. Anyway, I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.